the big plays. They just ran it straight at Gate City and just beat them.
Well, and we talked about this in the pregame. Wise Central last year was the youngest team in Southwest Virginia. They had graduated 4 seniors. They don't have many this year either. So this same team we saw tonight, we'll most likely see next year.
They're going to be a powerhouse of the next couple of years.
Yeah, they really have. Again, if they can keep everybody healthy and doing well, I mean, they are going to be. It'd be a tough road to hoe. So, anyway, we've got some scores coming through. Henry, I'll let you take a few of them, bud.
All right. I think I'm gonna say. Hang on. 4 games. So Pikeville is still beating the Wolfpack 47-21 in the third quarter. Twin Springs beating Thomas Walker 35-13 in the fourth quarter. Holston beating Eastside 40-22 in the fourth quarter, and finally Hanukkah Tigers beating Northwood Panthers 42-19. And Patrick Henry still winning against Chilhowie 14-13 in the fourth quarter.
We've had a couple of finals also. I wanted to mention Burton all over Rye Cove 39-6. Battle shuts out Lehigh 41-0. Graham all over Fort Chiswell, about like we thought, but it's 50-6. Virginia High destroys Marion 47-12. And going into overtime, and I've been looking to see what happens with it, but Union and Abington are knotted up at 14 apiece. Over in Tennessee, Alcoa is ahead of Dobbins Bennett 14-6. Boone 31-14 over Cherokee. North and Cloudland going into the fourth quarter tied at 14. Volunteer 28, Unaka 6. Looks like just happened. Abington scores to go up 21-14 over Union.
So they get the opportunity to of course, Abington got the ball. They got the ball first in overtime, so we'll see what happens with that again.
So can I go change my pick? No. Since I actually made that call when we were doing our pregame. Volunteer 28-6 over Cott County. Bearden and Science Hill were tied at 17 at the end of the third. Crockett over Morristown East 21-14. Tennessee High over Sullivan South 35-0. Hampton 40-0 over Cosby, and Elizabethton 27-0 in the late game over Sullivan Central. You know, Joe, if the official can rule a play a fumble after the whistle's already blown and the ball's down, the player's down, ball's dead, I should be able to change my pick in the pregame. I'm just saying, the precedent has been set.
And one of my predictions, Union against Abington, looks like it's a tied ball game in the second overtime, 21-21.
So, 21-21. Union got the football and went and scored, so they're going to play a little bit more.
If I wind up missing out in the picks over one game, I'm going to file a protest.
A formal protest.
So, although, unfortunately, I'm so far behind, I don't think that one game will make a difference.
I can tell you this so far. Again, Twin Springs beats Thomas Walker. That game went to final, and so I know that Larry Andy's picked up one on all of us with that one. Didn't really see that one coming, as of course, as you said, Virginia High and Marion, that ball game 47-12. Didn't see that one. You know, they haven't scored 47 points combined most of the season, and got the big win tonight.
I wonder if Marion just hadn't folded their tents and looking to basketball.
I think so. I really do. So, all right. Well, so we will not actually be on the air until next week. We will not have our normal Blue Devils Live weekly radio show. Some work commitments have come up, and so we can't do that. And of course, next Friday night we'll be off. So, but make sure you stay with us on our social media outlets. We will, of course, let you know exactly when we'll be back on the air. Of course, the following Friday or Saturday, depending on what they do, because, again, it's the athletic directors and the VHSL which works it out. So they try not to – of course, more revenue is – just like the TSSAA, they like that revenue, and they want to try to maximize it as much as possible. So Again, we will be on the road somewhere. Now, we will have Blue Devils Live, a radio show, a week from Wednesday. So we will have that. And, of course, you'll see lots more coming out on our social media outlets. So
if you're looking for some football next Friday night, the scenarios haven't played out yet, but we do know Dobbins Bennett will be at home. So come out and support the Tribe. If you can't support the Blue Devils because they're off, come support the Tribe right across the state lines.
It's pretty, and of course, I know that when they were off earlier and they came over, of course, there were several people here for the South game from Kingsport. So make sure, if you can, support the Northeast Tennessee teams of your choice. Also, a big note as well.
As long as your choice wears maroon and gray.
Maroon, as long as you can say, roll Tribe. Also, Tuesday is Election Day. Make sure, no matter who you're supporting, Republican, Democrat, Independent, that you come out and make your voice heard. A lot of seats are open, and I know the state of Virginia, and of course, like I said, there's the campaigns. Of course, we've had several that have supported us, and we're going to do a little bit more over the weekend and on Election Day about each of those that have supported Blue Devil sports this year. And again, we don't take any side, Republican, Democrat, Independent. We don't support any particular candidate. However, we do, appreciate them and give them the opportunity to voice their opinions and what they believe. And so, anyway, just make a long story short, get out and vote if you can. Again, support whoever you're going to support.
Like I said Wednesday night, had a professor tell me one time, if you don't go vote, you cannot criticize anyone.
Especially, when you're talking about, I know government is one level, but especially locally, a lot of local, and then people will complain, well, those are your friends, your neighbors, people you go to church with, or you see at the campus, or what, that's local. It really has a direct effect on what the community is. So make sure you vote. That's without being said. So anyway, we got, let's see here, Oak Ridge, Fulton leads Oak Ridge. So I guess that'd be the last score that comes through. Blazers with a 38-14 lead. Again, that game over Cherokee. Hats off to Boone for what they've done. So, Chris, we've played 10 games. We've won 4 of them. Played pretty well most of the season. It's a big improvement over last year. So as we sort of lock things down here, your thoughts from the season as we get ready for the postseason?
Much improved. This team does. They're definitely not quitters. They don't roll over and play dead. They fight to the end. There's been some games I feel like that they just kind of had it snatched away from them. The Abingdon game, could have won the Union game very easily. Tonight, I don't know. It seemed like Wise Central just kind of came in and took care of business tonight. But you're still looking at, it's got to be considered a successful season. The boys have played hard. They've shown a lot of improvement. They're not done yet.
Nope.
You hit the postseason, anything can happen. I hope we go all the way to Richmond.
Well, and the fact of the matter is that the Washington Nationals are prime example.
Let's not talk about that.
Well,
the Braves wore them out this year.
What were they, 18-31? Their season going nowhere, and to be able to battle back, got into the wild card, was able to move on, and now they're world champions. So anything can happen. You got to be in it to win it, and we are. So you have to take some solace from that.
I'm really hoping we wind up going up to Big Stone again, not just because I don't want to go to Graham, but I think
yes,
I think Gate City's got some unfinished business up there at Bullitt Park.
So I do too. And again, way Union's playing is inconsistent. Haven't been able to say that about the Bears the last few years. They are very inconsistent at this point. Don't know what's going to happen tonight with Abingdon, but everything will be on the Blue Devil side, I believe, if we do. So. Anyway, we will sign off. Again, make sure you stay with us on social media outlets. We'll have some things coming out, and we'll let you know when we'll be back on the air, who we'll be playing, and when we'll be playing. Also, lastly, do want to say good luck to our girls volleyball teams. The JV team will be playing tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Abington. They'll be playing John Battle for the Mountain 7 JV title, and then our varsity girls will be playing at 4:30 against John Battle as well. Regional seeding on the line there. Again, win would give Gate City the opportunity to be at home to host the first round for that.
Joe, Abington had the ball, 4th and goal. got sacked. Union wins 28-21.
Union with the win.
I'm glad that I picked Union to win.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. So anyway, after the topsy-turvy night, we will sign off. So anyway, Chris, appreciate you, buddy. What all you do for us.
Had a blast,
and,
as always.
And want to say thank you to our third member of the broadcast team tonight, Mr. Emery. And again, like I said, I want to say thank you to everybody out there for making us a part of your Friday. And again, we thank you so much for your support this year. We look forward to talking to you in the postseason. And, of course, we've got basketball. We've got things coming up. A lot more excitement on Gate City Sports Radio. So, anyway, for Mr. Carr and for Mr. Carter, this is Joe Carter. Again, the final game from Legion Field this year in the regular season. 35-21. Gate City comes up a little bit short. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.